had to take the challenge. I mean, it's part of the game.
Yeah, right.
It's part of the game. So I handed my beautiful maps to be handed a map, if you can even call it a map, that looks like the printer ran out of ink. And it's at a scale that we never use, that I don't have a ruler for. And in that moment, it takes me about 10 seconds of panic before I go, okay, I can do this. Mm-hmm. And we plot those checkpoints. We make our own scale ruler in order to measure the distance. And we come up with a plan. And we find one of those checkpoints. And we have half an hour before we have to be back at base camp. And we decide we're going to go after one more black checkpoint.
But it's really close to base camp.
And I know where it is. I know how to get there. We had driven on a trail that morning that I knew could loop us around to where we needed to go on the right bearing. And we click, and it's not a wide miss, but we don't get any points for it. And then we've got to zoom around the hill and check in for base camp. But we ended up doing exceptionally well that day. So now here we are. It's the end of day 6. We're going into day 7 in the sand dunes. And day 7 was all about time management. And by the end of the day, fuel management. Plenty of teams ran out of fuel. Plenty of teams timed out on green checkpoints. We had to be incredibly responsive to what we were experiencing in the moment, but we covered an enormous amount of ground in the sand dunes, and that car did amazing in 108 degree heat. We had one hairy moment where we got deep into a bowl and got a little bit stuck, and we whip that back door open, pull out our traction boards, dig out the back tires, shove those traction boards in. She backs up uphill, up a dune, gets pointed downhill. We throw all the gear in, and now we do a reverse toilet bowl, get out of there, go get our blue checkpoint. We don't have room for any more mistakes. We've got to just go. We go collect the last checkpoint of the day, another blue. We get it with 6 minutes to spare. And we head to base camp, and we cross the finish line with our friends, and we're honking our horns and we're celebrating.
And here we are, we're at the finish line. We did it. We made it through this amazing thing. We scored amazingly, but also I'm not ready for it to be over.
It's an incredible journey, and we're so proud to have exceeded all of our goals this year in getting from our 29th place last year to 8th. And to be in there with that level of competitor, those women in the top 10 are phenomenal. And they're so inspirational. And to be part of that this year was incredibly special. It just makes us hungrier for more next year.
And we couldn't have done it without the Defender. We really feel like the modern drivetrain, the capabilities of that Defender 130 were critical to our leveling up in the competition.
That Defender and the support of JLR in sending us to the Land Rover experience to make sure that we were, very familiar with what it could do was paramount to the result that we got this year, but also paramount to how much we grew on this rally as competitors. And what a privilege and a joy to get to drive this spectacular car through this incredible scenery on this unbelievable course that the Rebelle Rally sets for us. And it's a game I want to keep playing forever. Emily Miller, who founded the Rebelle, always says that the car in your driveway is far more capable than you give it credit for. And frankly, so are you. We are capable of accomplishing nearly impossible feats, and Defender inspires you to take those chances.